God. Okay, this is wonderful. I can't do anything about the quality, and I think the mic crackles when it's exported for some reason. But that's the wonderful life of YouTubers, right? My voice has still gone to shit, so am I apologizing for that? No, but I'm letting you know. Fuck, why do I keep opening my videos? I'm just trying to see. Am I not live? I'm so confused. What's going on? Okay, I'm live. I should be live. Maybe I'll exit out of the video. This is a great start. I know, but I'm basically just doing my Mondays will be hopefully my streaming days, where I'll just be practicing what I always practice, but live. Right? Very self-explanatory. You should be able to understand that. Okay, cool. I'm live. One person watching. Nice. Most likely my girlfriend. But okay, volume is off. Quality looks pretty decent. Oh, it's Hiya Buddy 7. Hey man, what's up? I saw your comments. I'm gonna be very late with replying. I usually take about a week, but I think today I'll reply. But yes, perspective is very hard. It's much harder than than it looks, right? It's easy. Like this shit looks easy, but thinking about the box and all that shit's always very difficult, right? Fundamentals are simple to understand, but very easy to execute because you're thinking about a lot of things. But anyways, it's been a minute and a half. Let me do my little shitty intro. Oh, what's up, cocksuckers? Viggy fam streaming. Okay, there you go. I'm continuing onwards with practicing crazy scooters, right? The mannequin for that. So let's actually get it out of the way. And let's get started. So I think this is decent. You guys can see pretty decently. I can't see shit, but that's another skill you have to learn. But yeah, let's get started. So I guess we'll just do the angle that I'm always used to. Just for simplicity's sake, right? Yeah, there's no nice music, unfortunately, to keep you all entertained this during these streams. So really, you have to entertain yourself by actually being interesting and commenting and liking and subscribing, all that shit. But let me think. Yeah, like while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about the box, right? And Antonio did put out a video, or like on one of his Instagram reels, he did say, "Don't draw too small, because your margin of error is much smaller." Right? But this goddamn thing is so complicated. I feel as if there's a bit of a necessity to draw at least a bit small. There's a lot of other shapes that are essentially involved in this, right? How was your weekend, bro? Other than going too quick, it was pretty fun. I went to my friend's engagement ceremony, so that was really enjoyable. It's crazy because I've known him since we were 12, and now he's getting married, which is always weird, but it was really fun. It was really fun. I had a good time. But how about yourself? What'd you get up to? Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. Like drawing and streaming is a whole new skill set that I'm learning right now. Right? I can't just fucking pretend like I'm talking to an audience. I literally am talking to an audience. So that's something I have to work on, right? Should be around here. I think it's a bit longer than that. And ends right around there, I believe, right? Cool. Oh, I forgot to add the bottom part. You see, there's so much little things, so many little things. But I hope the audio is okay because I do know that again when YouTube exports it, my voice crackles for some reason, even though it's fine when I do a normal video like recording, right? So there's like a bunch of shit wrong with YouTube's codec, apparently. So just something I guess I want to acknowledge because obviously I don't want you guys to deal with that shit, but it is what it is, right? And then this And I'm also doing this to reinforce my knowledge of the mannequin that I've created. It's not perfect. Oh, nice. You do painting? That's pretty sick. Wait. What the fuck? This is way too small. Okay, and this is obviously misaligned as well. Like this is really small. So this should have been much smaller in retrospect. But now it's, as you can see, a bit lopsided. Right? So that happens, and that's fine. Just gotta keep going. It's difficult, but that's the beauty of it, right? That's the thing that I always try to encourage in my videos is if it's not difficult, it's not worth doing. Right? Just like your mom. Wrecked! I miss your mom jokes. Yeah, I haven't really been to one either. That was my first one. That was first one for my friend. I didn't go to a wedding for like a decade straight, and then randomly, I went to like a couple engagement ceremonies in 2021, and this is the first one of this year. I have a bunch of friends getting married. It's really weird. Just randomly, these fuckers started to get married, and I was like, "What the fuck, bro? Remember the good old days when we used to do nothing but just smoke weed all the time, absolutely waste our lives away?" Now that was the good shit. How many? I have 3 viewers. Nice. 3 people listening to my bullshit and watching me make a really shitty fucking mannequin. Impressive. Let's see Paul Allen's shitty mannequin. I'm gonna run that joke to the ground. I love that shit, bro. American Psycho memes. Okay, that's supposed to be the handle, but again, I should draw this from the other side. Right. Okay, still trying to keep the box in mind. Let's see. This is going, actually, let me just check the reference again quickly. Yeah, it's going forward. And I'm just keeping my stream live just to make sure everything is working out fine. Yeah, also, like, I won't be able to time my streams well either, so it's gonna be sporadic. So those of you who are watching, I appreciate it, right? Thank you, all that good shit, as they say. But I don't say that because I care about my audience and I would never insult you. But people do say that, so I have to pretend like I'm those people sometimes. But let's see. This is the perspective, right? Like this is the box I've essentially established roughly in my mind. This goes outwards, then around, like outwards and around again. So it is what? How do I do it from the other side? Technically, it is coming through here, I guess. Is it going outwards or is it going downwards and outwards? Maybe downwards and outwards. I don't know if this makes sense to any of you watching because I'm literally thinking about a bunch of fucking angles that you can't even see. But that's why I suggest you draw along so you can have my blabbering in the background while you actually do something productive as well. there's nothing productive about just watching me fucking draw because I'm slow, I take my time, and I'm also figuring things out, right? So, and my voice has gone to shit, so that's also something to take note of. But, and again, this is just my regular practice. You know, if my videos didn't make it obvious, this is literally just how I draw, you know. But let's see. Something like that. This comes out here. We have something bigger, right? Wait. It's like this. I guess I should just make it. That'd be easier for me. Yeah. Then I could do something coming out here. Something coming out here, I guess. And then this is the center, so we get something like, this is much bigger, right? So something like that, I guess, I think. Still very difficult to figure out. That's why I'm here. I'll go through the pain so you can just laugh. Okay, it's 2, right? This is the box again. Always thinking about the fucking box. That damn dare box. That damn dare box doing some shit right there. I'm Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I'm only thinking of that because I randomly decided to watch Fairly Odd Parents episode a couple days ago. Wishology. Yeah, the pen has a really retarded name, but it's called it's the Pentel Brush Sign Pen Artist. Fine tip. Probably some other fucking words they threw in there just for shits and giggles. But yeah, that's the brush pen I'm using. You get very thin lines. They're very difficult to do. Again, this is like the type of lines I was doing in the beginning, because the pen pressure control is insane. Very, very hard. Very difficult, right? I mean, if someone like Carl Kopinski is saying it's hard, then it's rock solid. So yeah. Okay, so going somewhat like this, right? Yeah, I spent months. I mean, I'm still practicing with this, right? My lines are still being technically practiced on, right? I don't have like if you see Kim Jong Il draw with this shit, bro. Like, okay, look at this line right here, right? For him, that's his average line. Like he can do this consistently and not lose any like always keep the variation of the lines the same. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely impressive, right? But the thing is, the way I see it is, if he can do it, I can do it, right? He spent 27 years to get to the point where he can draw any form from his mind, but he was a prodigy. And I say the word prodigy specifically to art. Apparently, I listen to a podcast and I believe every single word they say because they said it with conviction. But an art prodigy apparently is not one that is innately gifted or talented. They're just obsessed. Like, and he in his life, uh, like the way he describes it, he was definitely obsessed. Right? He was literally like he was just obsessed with trying to figuring out how to put the world into line since he was cognizant, like since he could conceptualize being alive. Right? Like that is a prodigal state of mind, and I think that can be applied to anything, right? And he honed specific skills like recall, memory, application, form, all that shit from a young age. He didn't even realize he was learning perspective until he went to a formal art school, and he's like, oh shit, this is what I've been doing for the past 15 years, right? So yeah, exactly. It takes obsession, but he even says like it's not as if he was specifically practicing only fundamentals and all that stuff, right? Oh, and for those wondering, Hiya Buddy said, well put, I don't think you can reach these levels of success in anything without obsession. Of course, I'm obsessed, right? But do I have as much time as he did? No. And am I making excuses? Most likely, right? But that's why I choose to only practice fundamentals because it's efficient. If you're always practicing basics, it's kind of hard not to at least be really, really good in like your structure in the sense of like what you rely on when you do apply those skills, right? So let's see. Okay, go back to the box, and okay, this box, I think I fucked this up a little bit, but we're going down a little bit here and then back here, right? But let's see. Okay, now this is where things get complicated because the wheel and this little attachment to the wheel dictate literally everything, right? So what I have to do is I have to figure out how it's dictated, right? Emphasis on the dick. So let's see. Let's see how it goes. It's a very thin shape. And again, I'm also trying to quote unquote practice like Kim Jong Il in the sense that he's able to draw really, really specifically fine and thin lines, right? So it might as well be beneficial just to get into that habit. Because one day, years from now, this will be much cleaner and there'll be even more detail and fine detail in this little scooter drawing that I'm making, right? But right now it's a bit shaky, but it all starts with just the attempt, right? We just have to keep attempting and make lots of errors. And yes, this is long, equally as long as this. That's something I've established to myself, right? And again, always thinking about the perspective. This thing is probably the easiest perspective I can do purely on the basis that I've just practiced it so much, but I'm going to keep doing this. The first goal, like I'm going to be obsessively drawing this scooter. So you're going to get spammed in your feed with just crazy scooters, probably for like a month or two, which will be like 20, 30 hours, some shit like that. Because I want to get the full mannequin down and be able to rotate it in at least like the top view and the mid view, like in any which way. And then I'll take a break, obviously, and I'll move on to the next thing, which is imagination drawing and reference drawing. But the point is like to utilize what I've learned and practiced, right? So that's a huge part of it as well. Okay, and then this thing, we have a pipe essentially that is coming quite aggressively, let's be real, into right here. Now, this is where I look at the reference, right? A lot of things came from recall. That's a new merch idea. Emphasis on the dick. I'm endorsing why YouTube endorsement might be challenging. Yeah, my channel is not YouTube friendly in the sense that, like, the whole art community is all like, everybody, let's be friends. We're so happy, right? Everybody's all very positive and goopy and gappy and all that shit. And that's great. That's fine. But that's not my personality. I can't come up to you and be like, hey guys, we're drawing today. and I'm all fucking happy and shit. No, this is just me. I'm just a 27-year-old dickhead drawing and learning something. The only thing going for me is the fact that some of you resonate with my personality and the fact that I'm putting the work in. If I wasn't putting the work in, nobody would give a fuck about me. So that's important too, right? That's something that I'm well aware of. But yeah, I mean, I do want to do merch at one point. I got to learn business because you got to learn that shit. All right, but it's all in due time. Right now, I just got to focus on getting good, and I still have a lot of other things in my life to focus on as well, right? Uh, but yeah, like my YouTube endorsement shit's not. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to figure out. Let me actually take a break because I'm kind of losing the perspective in what I want to draw. So I don't have background music for you guys to fucking nut over. So just hum to yourself while I take a 10 to 15-second break. All right, I guess I'm back, right? Okay, I'm looking at the reference again, trying to figure some shit out. And what's going on is okay, so it's like right here, I guess. And that's when we have this. And how big is the wheel compared to actually the wheels? What the fuck? The wheels is this size, roughly. Yeah, it's like it's just a bit smaller. So I guess if I'm gonna go this way, like straight on the perspective, it'd be like that. It takes money to make money. I understand that. And my bad, dude. I definitely am not helping you stay focused. It's okay. This is a skill. It's a skill to like there's art in of itself is what is this main skill in art? Like what are the few skills within the large skill in art? To focus, to able to think ahead, to visualize, and to put down confident lines. Now, as a YouTuber or whatever, as an entertainer, right, I have to be able to narrate what I'm doing to a degree while also visualizing everything to the best of my ability and thinking ahead at the same time, right? You're just helping me build that skill, so it's completely fine, right? And I'm doing my best. At the end of the day, I'm just doing my best, right? So that's all that matters. But it's extremely difficult. Like as with anything, it's extremely difficult. So I just got to figure out how I want to go about this. What is it? I guess like what the relation is more important. So I guess I could start right here. And, okay, and that's where. Hmm. Okay. So I think this is what I could do, right? Something like that. And then we have again keeping that perspective in mind is a fucking bitch, but that is how you get better. It's the only way you get better, right? And then maybe you have something like to the best of my ability, right? I think I lost the perspective a little bit, but perhaps I can get it back like so. Not perfect, right? But this is supposedly that little wheel covering thing, right? So again, thinking about that overall box and how it's connected. And the main thing might be actually because this is supposed to be much closer. This is actually supposed to be much closer. This is too far away. It's actually supposed to be right underneath this, apparently. But it's okay. we'll make it work, right? We'll make it work. And let's see, something connected right there. Again, connected like so. Really just thinking about the perspective, but what do I want to do? Do I want to make it go over or under? More than anything, I got to think about the wheel. Where's the wheel looking like? Because the wheel's coming in right around here, it seems. So I got to think about that. So I guess this is the center of the wheel. We can make this the center of the wheel, and it's attached right at the base. So again, there's a lot of things that I don't understand yet in terms of how I want things to connect. Right, that's the main part of the knowledge that I keep saying, like the knowledge application part is trying to figure out, because I think I already got the perspectives. Actually, no, perspective's okay. Thankfully, I have built enough intuition that even to this level of difficulty, I actually do understand decently well, right? So that's fine. And again, like the reason I'm so obsessed with staying on this course when it comes to like really getting down the, let's see, I'm gonna stop talking for a sec, but the anatomy of objects, exactly. This is why exactly what I want to say is a bike is so difficult, right? A bike, scooter, whatever. Like there's so many attached parts that if I can consistently attach and understand the relation between the shapes and rotate them consistently, which is going to take a lot of time. It's probably not going to be decent looking till the end of the year. Let's be honest, right? I'm not going to obsessive over this for the entire year. Don't worry. I'm going to go for like another few weeks, right? Really try to get down as much as I can, then go back. But this is already much bigger progress than I had before, right? But that's why, like, I'm obsessed with this because this is going to unlock much greater spatial reasoning skills, and that's actually huge, right? Like that's really important. Did I have this come over properly? No, maybe this is not the middle, but I guess for the time being, we could just make this a simple wheel like this, right? It's not perfect. There's a lot of issues, let's be honest. But this is how we learn is the mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, you're really just not learning, right? And I think that's the biggest thing I can keep telling myself and those of you watching is chase mistakes. Just chase the fuck out of the mistakes because that's what's going to teach you. Look at this insanely retarded mistake I just made. But you just got to keep going, right? That's also a fucking mistake. I didn't even think about that properly. It should be more like this, more like that, something like that, right? But look, now I kind of, even with the mistakes, just because I'm trying to keep the perspective in mind as much as possible, it looks a bit better, right? Just a tad, but does look a bit better. And this one is going that way, right? Something like that. Coming here, then it's coming down like so, right? Wait, I mean, mistakes are the most important thing you can make in life. First, it started with your birth. Then it starts with the skills you choose and how you pursue them. But let me rest my brain. That's not bad, right? Overall, I'm in the middle now. Like first it was a simple mannequin. Now I'm focusing on a relatively like middle of it, right? Like some things are complicated, some things are still a bit simple. And this is kind of, let's just call it the relatively complicated mannequin. This is like my first goal for this bike. The end, hopefully by the end of the year, although I'm not setting like a hard deadline, I can make the actual, like as close to the reference complicated mannequin as possible. But at that point, it's not going to be a mannequin. Kind of looks like one of those stretched out motorcycles that were popular back in the day with the front wheel extended in front of the bike. Yeah, it's too extended. The actual reference, it's a bit further back. The Black Boil. Yo, hello. How are you? How are you? There might be a bit of lag in my response versus your comment, but yeah, what's up? But you came at a bad time because I'm about to rest my brain. There's going to be about 10 to 15 seconds of silence, so give me a moment. But enjoy just looking at my bike, right? So, see, and already this in of itself has taken me half an hour, right? Art is a very slow, arduous process. So, for those of you watching, right? Name is Shreya. Oh, is that you're the one who messaged me on Instagram, I believe, right? Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, I actually got a fan shout out, or I guess they just contacted me. I don't know. But anyways, okay, I'm just gonna rest my brain. Okay, and I'm back now. Yes, you are from India. I too am from India, although I came here at a much younger age. But tell your country to increase its GDP, or our country, because this what is it? The CRM from India for YouTube is absolute shite, and I need that money. Seriously though, I don't know why YouTube is so biased, but I don't know what it is. Oh, you're a YouTuber too. Very nice, very nice. Let's all Jew it up together as YouTubers, right? As they say. But anyways, I gotta think about this, so I brought this out a little bit like that. Wait. How the fuck did I even? What did I establish here? Oh, I think this is supposed to go a bit further back, like so. But I guess whatever. We'll just leave it like this for the time being. So we got this comes down over yonder like that. It comes back down like so, right? And I got this little thing covering here. This back part's also very difficult. So what did I establish then? It comes down here. Everything is attaching, right? And then what? Uh, Let me just do this for the sake of trying to like make it seem more consistent, right? Okay, cool. Nice. That's actually pretty cool. I have a bit of a community, as they say, emphasis on the cum, right? So that's nice. If you're, I don't know what fourth class means. Have you been practicing off stream? This is a fair amount better than the last time. No, this is the power of just making a concentrated effort. Well, I practiced for like half an hour yesterday, but that was just this, right? But like this biking, this section right here. But no, like if you look at my crazy scooter series and watch the entire thing and give me retention, you'll notice that it's been a very slow and gradual progress. But if that's why I take these breaks, like these little breaks, they're called gap effects. Is basically your brain replays what you're learning at like 20 times, right? So you, what is it, like a 200 fucking percent increase in your learning ability or some shit? Is it real? I don't know, but am I gonna do it? Sure, why not? If it seems to be working, right? So let's, what is it, like this? I think, yeah, like that, and then we have something, this thing coming out a bit further, and then no wait, it's coming out all the way down here, and then yeah, okay, there you go, there you go. And then we, okay, I don't want to see my own fucking stream, Jesus Christ. And then this is the fun part, which is just the bike connection thing, I guess, right there. Again, lots of shit to think about, right? Lots of shit. And how big is this? I think proportions also really important. So what is it? It's, let's just say it's roughly, let's say one, two and a half, three. Let's say it's three of the head over here. All right. So again, proportions very difficult, but let's do one, two, and three, right? And I'm not finishing the bike right now, so this is more so for me to just understand this front part. That's why this is why I say art is very slow, because it's taken me a lot of time just to get the front half. I've drawn the entire mannequin, very simple, before, but it again, it's something that I took. I've just always keep going back on, right, while keeping the box in mind, right? And as you continue to draw the thing, like whatever you're doing to keep the perspective in mind, it also helps to keep like just it reinforces the perspective that you're drawing in. There you go. That's the front part of the bike, and we can write down some errors, right? Error to make it sort of help ourselves understand, right? This is why I'm always explaining what I'm doing right now, is because I'm teaching myself, Right? How many viewers do I have? 3 viewers. Everybody left. Wonderful. Okay, but honestly, the fact that oh Jesus, that I even have 3 viewers is amazing. Right? So yeah, nice to meet all of you, or to re-meet all of you. Too long. Uh, let's see. This is more underneath, right? So this is underneath. Ignore my shitty handwriting. Honestly, I don't even know what the fuck I'm writing sometimes. Right. I think this is okay. Could be a bit angled better. More like that. Actually, that's the same shit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. And this could have been angled a bit better too, right? But more curve because the back is not curved properly. And let's see. What else? What else? There's a lot of micro mistakes, like a lot of tiny mistakes that are also important, right? But that's part of the process, and that's fine. Like tiny mistakes are gonna happen. It's not a big deal, you know. And that's not what you should focus on. But let's see. For the wheel, they say poor penmanship is a sign of high intelligence. No, I had good penmanship as a child, and then I just stopped giving a shit. I appreciate the attempt at trying to make me feel better, but I'm just fucking lazy as shit. I can write very well. See, very well, but penmanship is also a skill, right? That's actually that's a poorly written very well, fucking ironically enough. But yeah. Anyways, what else? Okay, I think this is centered incorrectly as well, right? So this needs to be closer together, and then this is centered incorrectly. So, oh, and obviously, like, I did visualize this decently, but I think I could have visualized it a bit better. I was gonna say it looks like shit. Yeah, it 100% does. Fucking, this is poo poo. Even my poo poo looks like shit. Jesus Christ. uh, but what is this? This because I ended up kind of well, okay. Well, this is off center. We can definitely say that, right? This is off center. What else? What else? This is off center, like this attachment right here. I made it on center when I made this ellipse, but it doesn't really make sense, you know. What else? Uh, I think there's something wrong with where this is attached, right? The way I did this is confusing. Just how about I just say overall alignment issues? Because there are alignment issues. I just can't tell right now. Alignment issues. Yeah, overall. I spelled overall wrong. Why the fuck did I add an E here? Oh, okay, whatever. I know what it means. So it's not bad, honestly. This is actually probably a really good attempt that I've had so far, right? So now we do it from the back. Just like what the fuck is his name? Johnny Bravo. No, not Johnny Bravo. Johnny Sins. Johnny Sins. I shouldn't know this information, and yet I do, and I've corrupted all of you. But anyways, okay. Big most important thing is to visualize, right? Visualize where everything is occurring. I don't need the reference anymore. Yeah, thanks. I think that looks good. TBH nice work. Thank you. Thank you. It's been half an hour, right? So it takes time. Half an hour for this, right? So it's all about just the effort you put in. And I would if I had the mindset I had a year ago where I was struggling to just enjoy making bad art, right? And you hear that all the time. Enjoy making bad art, but it's what it really means is again, derive enjoyment from the effort. Yeah, quite the shout out. Right. Yeah, derive enjoyment from the effort and derive enjoyment from the errors. I think if you can do that, you're basically quote unquote enjoying the process, right? And that was actually really fun to do because I've been slowly training my brain the skill of yeah enjoying the process. It's all a skill. Everything, the best way to approach anything in life, I'm just slowly reinforcing myself is to all view it as a skill. Because if you don't, then what? Like then you're just gonna think everything's immutable and you can't change yourself or those around you. But we can with violence, that's for sure. and time again, it's been proven. So we should be actually pretty proud of ourselves for that. But anyways, let me try this now. What type of box do I want to do? We try visualizing the entire thing, and yeah, get to it. This is gonna be a bit bigger. Wish I could say that about myself, but unfortunately, I stopped growing at the age of 17. Yeah, good times. Actually, no, go half an inch because I fixed my posture. That's very good advice, dude. Honestly, mistakes are just the process of learning. Can't be afraid of being imperfect. Exactly. And it's honestly, I don't blame anybody. Anybody? I don't blame anybody for having that mindset because it is literally ingrained in us from life. Nobody says, wow, you're so, very few people, parents, any sort of authority figures. How many times have you heard, wow, that's great. You must have worked really hard on that versus, wow, that's great. You're very talented, smart, capable, whatever, right? People in general have an affinity towards like essentially complementing the output rather than the effort. And what does that train us from a young age when our brains are very plastic? Oh, I'm just like this naturally, right? That's why kids who work hard, it's always very admirable because they had fortunately the guidance to focus on the effort, right? And this is the mindset I've come to learn is just if I can do it, I mean, if they can do it, I can do it, right? If Kim Jong Un can do it, I can do it. So is it going to be true? Who knows? But why not believe it in the first place, right? Why not just believe in it? Because if you're not believing in it, then you're not believing in yourself, right? So this is actually a bit off. There you go. Something like that. And then there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna draw it from the back. It's always good to change the angle and the perspective because you want to be able to make sure that you actually know what you're drawing, right? Rather than just sort of copying, right? This is how you learn not to copy. And that's why it all comes back to perspective at the end of the shit. I fucked up, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I did fuck up. But it's okay. It's okay. We could completely work around this by just pretending like this line doesn't exist, right? We can just pretend like this line doesn't exist. Wait. Okay, no, that line does exist. I just made a mistake here. There you go. And I got to draw over because I fucked up again. It's all fuck ups, right? It's all just fuck ups. So it's okay. If you're not fucking up, get the fuck off my channel. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Did you? I didn't either. I actually didn't know what I was gonna say. I just wanted to be a bit rude because that's my shtick, right? Oh my god, he's so mean and insulting, and his thumbnails are so unique and creative. Oh, yo, I'm back on track, baby. Nice. That's an interesting emoji. What the fuck is that? The Hulk nutting? Jesus Christ. Times have changed since I started using emojis. Okay. Uh, and then let's see. Okay, so this is a bit fucky. I understand it's a bit fucky because I actually did fuck up, but it's okay. I'm just keeping again the box I've established is like this, right? Something like that, which is why to the best of my ability, you always got to see it in your mind. It's so difficult because first you start off with visualizing a tiny box, but as things get more complicated, suddenly the perspective has to encompass much larger space. And the goal, as always, is Kim Jong Un or anybody who can draw like him, Peter Han, Carl Kopinski, bro, I'm such a dick, Carl Kopinski, the goat himself, right? His recovery is going great, by the way. His art, like, this is the thing. He has the mind of a master, and he's just retraining his hand. Right? He got a stroke. So it's actually really, really impressive. And even him, he's going through the beginner shit of like, oh god, I'm not improving fast enough. So it's universal. Um, what else, right? Like even broken draw, Tyrion Holtet, right? He draws incredibly well, but it's all about you start with seeing the box in a tiny area, right? Because you're really just trying to draw the box at first. And then you start putting things in the box and manipulating it. Then you're just zooming out slowly. We're just zooming out, right? Takes a lot of effort. So right now I am right, see, drawing the handlebar. The stream actually might go on for longer than an hour just because, yeah, technically, like, I only make it an hour for my videos, but if it's a stream, who gives a fuck, right? If it's longer, it's longer. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I didn't even see the fact that this line was a bit too out there. And it's true, when you are drawing smaller, your mistakes are much more noticeable, right? And that's something I gotta figure out. And again, like, why'd I end this line? Because I shouldn't have, because I'm still going here, right? So that's something as well to focus on. All just takes time, right? And some see, I made that way too fucking long, but it's just what it is. And maybe that was a bit too small as well. Why did I make so many errors here? Because I don't draw from this angle. I haven't practiced this angle enough. I've practiced this angle quite a few times. This one, not enough, right? It's as simple as that. So I still have 4 people watching me. What the fuck, bro? I thought you guys would get bored of me saying the same shit over and over. Get a life, please. After you like, subscribe, and give me money, of course. Gotta keep shilling that shit. But okay, analyzing, think about the perspective. Again, the more I tell myself I'm doing the thing, the more I am doing the thing as well, right? It's actually, you learn by teaching. Like, a lot of people say, if you want to get good at something, also learn by teaching. So that this is my little attempt at trying to teach. Right now, it's just me kind of just saying things out loud and hopefully kind of explaining it to myself in the process as well. But at the end of the day, if it's helping, it's helping, right? Let me actually rest my brain because I haven't done that in a little bit. Okay, I guess I'm back. All right. Oh, oh yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm actually very proud of myself for being able to draw to this level while still fucking talking and responding to things and just blabbering because it's effort, right? Takes a lot of effort. So what am I doing here? Got this. Should have not done that, and done something like that instead, right? There you go. I need to not make these so. These need to be more connected to a degree, and then we have this, right? Yeah. It's not perfect, but I think you see a little bit because it's coming in this way. What's happening basically is like with this, how I'm thinking about this handle, right? And I think it's a bit too small maybe because again, like, it's such a chubby ass little handle, right? Can't be easy. I have a hard time doing this. It's complete silence. Yeah. Well, I only draw in silence. Only my fucking grating voice is my company when I because at this point I'm a YouTuber. I record shit, but before it was all in silence, right? But I'm glad I actually have the because when I am in silence, I draw even better, right? But this is good because it keeps me concentrated and I get to explain myself. But basically, what I'm doing is it's like that. It's a form intersection, is what I'm doing, right? This is what I'm thinking of. That's why these aren't perfectly not the best example. Let me try again, right? It's following the plane, right? So it's intersecting like so, and then I guess if I'm making it go this way, it's like this, right? Come down here, that's like that. And that's basically how I'm thinking about the handlebar, is that it's a form intersection. in the sense that this is a cylinder adding on to fuck, I fucked that up. Let's see. Yeah, like this is a cylinder that's just essentially it's being added from those planes, right? Now I made another mistake here possibly, not just with this, but the bike, because I obviously I was supposed to draw it out, but it's what it is, right? I don't think I explained that well. Let me try doing it again and go a bit slower, right? So it's kind of, if we have a cylinder that's jutting out this way, right? It's just following the contours like so, right? And then it's just going back like that. Like this is where the contours are, right? Because it's following the contours of the planes. Not the best example, to be honest, but I hope that makes sense. You know, I can do it again to reinforce it to myself again more than anything. But actually, let me see how much battery I have left. Fuck. Oh, I have bare. I have 83%. We're good. We're chilling. Because I'm just recording this from my phone, but that's the way I'm trying to explain it to myself right now. It's a form intersection. That's the way I see it, right? If you have something coming diagonally, it's just sort of this, right? That's probably better. Yeah, it's like that. It's not exactly the cylinder itself. It's not the back end, but it's intersecting. Um, I need to work on that more, obviously. But that's just the way I'm thinking about it when I do it here, right? So that gives me a lot of leeway when it comes to creating this, right? Something like that. Not perfect. And again, I honestly think I need to make it a bit longer because if I look at the reference, why am I speaking like this about reference? And probably a bit smaller too, right? Yeah, it's actually the handlebar is much smaller, but if I look at the reference, actually no, it is kind of that small. Well, it juts out a bit more, but I think so. The big thing is it's too thick. It needs to be a bit thinner. The handle, not the handlebar. What the fuck? The handle is too thick, right? That's fine. So another thing I'm trying to think about here is how is this jutting out, right? Is it jutting out like because this is my perspective right now, right? So like this is the box. Let's just say this is the box I put it in, right? This is the box that I'm putting the entire thing in. So is it jutting? Is this line like this? Am I going diagonal? Like I got to make that decision because I still haven't made that decision. Or am I going down and out? So it's more like, and down here. So it's more like this instead, right? Is it like that instead? So that's the thing. Is it jutting out diagonally or is it going down diagonally, right? Slightly different. Slightly different. And this probably isn't the best example, but I think for the sake of, again, practicing my perspective, because it's fun. It's fun to just practice perspective. I think I should have it jut out a bit diagonally. Like so. I can ride my bike with thick handlebars. Is that a song? What the fuck? I can ride my bike with thick handlebars, thick handlebars, thick handlebars. I'm proud of you, but you might have Tourette's. You're repeating yourself quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know if that's a song. I haven't listened to much music. Right? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm glad that you can do it. I'm proud of you. Okay. And now we need to think about the perspective again, going down, and then it's going outward like that. This is probably right around there because we need to think about the center. So if that's the center, going down and then out. So it's like, hold up. So this is going down. Think about the box. It's a song. LMAO. Still appreciate the recognition. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're singing, and I'm glad for you. I'm a bit appalled and honestly repulsed, but I am glad for you. positivity, right? So let's see. I made this a bit big. So let's see how much I can even fit in over here. That's another thing, right? You got to get into the practice of maintaining your structure, even if it's going off page. That's actually really difficult. It's actually easy to completely get confused and lost once something goes off the page. But let's see. Think about this. It's going down. How much have I established it's going down by? Not much. Right. So like something like, let's just say that much. And then so like that. Right there, because let's see, that comes forward and down, so it's kind of like here. So if okay, so it's actually like this. Actually, it's be a bit longer than that, but yeah. And we can make this something like that. So it's a bit off. Definitely a bit off, but I'm trying to think out loud. The song is called No Handlebars. Don't want you to think the wrong thing about the band or my choice in music. No, no, nothing. I don't think about you. All right, let's not get it wrong. I'm too focused on my own bullshit. Evidently, this is really hard actually to think about how this is connected. But if I were to, let's say something like that, this comes down like that. Okay, and then that's further ahead, but I guess I've already tried establishing it here, but just for the sake of the box, think about the box, it's closer, right? It's much closer. So something like that comes up here, right? And then way down here. There you go. That's better. We're just gonna ignore that line and keep going. So this now, again, it's so hard. Like I'm actually, I'm sure I've lost sight of some things here and there, but I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit, right? Because now we have this, where this comes down and this comes down, juts out a little. That's this part right here, right? This little jutting out that I did. And it's okay to change it, I think. Like it is okay to change it a little, because you can never get it perfect every time, right? It's very difficult to get that right. So, and outlining it helps because that keeps my perspective in check, like this, right? But you see how this angle is really difficult for me? My lines get so wavy, but they used to be 10 times worse, and I literally mean like 10 times worse. Okay, so that's how it's kind of connected, right? I think not perfect, but and this we can just, I guess, we can bring it down, or can we just do something like that? Maybe just have it attached like so, maybe, right? Who knows? Who knows? I might be making shit up as we go, but again, I'm trying to think about the perspective as well, which is very difficult, right? And then even that down there, maybe. Okay, so back end, this goes down a little bit. How, again, I might have to change the proportions slightly, who knows? But, I might have made this go a bit differently. But, okay, and then we'll say this is like this, and then it's twice the length, right? 1, 2 roughly. Okay, so I think I know what to do. Roughly speaking, but great commentary. I'm very well aware. Oh, this looks like this, and then this looks like this, right? It's amazing, but it's what you get when you pay for quality. Even though you guys don't fucking pay me at all, you pieces of shits. Okay, then how does it look? Let's see. Okay. I think something like that, right? Just doing being able to do this in of itself already makes it look more bike like, right? Because that's what's happening in the back here. Um, I need to do a better job at showcasing it, but again, it's all about rotating it, right? Trying to figure it out that way. And then if the box, it's the box, it's the box. So I come down here and then maybe a little bit back. And hopefully this is accurate, right? Because I made this. Okay, so it's like a bit more. To be fair, this does indeed look. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's slowly but surely, right? Some. I know there's some inaccuracies, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some things in terms of like how it's angled, but I am trying my best to keep everything in mind to the best of my ability, right? See, that could have been a bit better. Something like this part I struggle with quite a bit. And it's interesting too, because I'm like this thing connects with this based on the reference. And so does this. Like all these angles are very difficult to keep in mind. And then we have the actual like this bottom part right here, which is that, right? I don't even know what the fuck I said. What you said? That's what she said. But what are you? That's what she's saying. That came in late. Oh, I still don't understand. Okay, there you go. Sorry, brother. I have no idea. Like I'm too distracted right now. I don't know what you're saying. Okay, so I still made a lot of mistakes here. I'm pretty sure, but and maybe this angle is a bit too much. But yeah, that's the back part, and now we just got to get the front part. Oh, that's the part I struggle with. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense. You got to work on your "that's what she said" inserts. Okay, cool. All right, now we do this front area right here. See if that we can make sense out of that. But let me rest my brain again because this was actually very difficult, and I did fuck up quite a few things. But you know, it's what it is. I do wonder if I can add background music to my streams after they've already been uploaded. I'm not sure if I can. It would be nice because that way it's not just silence. It'll be silence for those who are watching live, of course, but it won't just be silence for I guess those who are watching afterwards. I don't fucking know. But let's see what's going on here. Hmm. Yeah, I guess this looks more bike-like, right? But still lots of errors, which is good, right? And that's what I keep trying to reinforce to myself. This is good. You made a lot of mistakes. If I don't make mistakes, then I have nowhere to go. I have no room for improvement, you know? That's the only thing, right? If you are shit, it's the best feeling ever because you can. That means you can work on being less shit, right? If you're already really really good on something, it's more nuanced, and you may actually not even care to get that good anymore. Therefore, do you even care about doing the thing in of itself, right? A lot of artists get stressed because they care so much about art, but I think they care too much about being good as well. I think the perspective is off. Yeah, the perspective is actually very off here now that I see what I was going for. This is really, really off. Let me just note that down. No wonder. It's supposed to be more like this, like down here, right? That's where it's supposed to be. Yeah, I know. I'm a genius, right? I spit bars, intellectual bars, but the person, hey, buddy, said, "Damn, dude, you just said more than you might realize," and then in caps, deep. You know, I'm sure they were thinking of penetration when they said that, but that's just me, perhaps putting a sausage in their mouth like so. But yeah, this is why my channel's never gonna grow because I make fucking jokes like these, right? Oh my god, he's so immature. Thank you, thank you. I try to be, but anyways, fucking my insecurities about never going on YouTube aside. How does this look? Okay, it goes down over here. It's to this. It's two and a half, two and a little bit. So, and again, this is like very rough, right? Okay, like somewhere right there, I guess. So, let's see. Okay, it's been an hour. I'll finish this, take a break, and then I'll just finish the rest of this page, right? We'll just practice some other things. You know, hurts your brain. It's good. And visualizing is also really important. So I'm going to keep trying to visualize, even though it's a fucking bitch. Right? Somewhere like right there. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the T right there. Yeah, somebody really didn't like that I was burping that much. My girlfriend also finds it disgusting. But to that I say, what's something really mean I can say? Well, I can just tell you to fuck off. Fucking deal with it. Don't come to my channel and complain. But do leave a like. Uh, okay. I think that's okay. And then we got. So what is this? This is. No, wait. It's lower. Shit. It's like that. Right? Because we have this, and then in the perspective, it's going that way and then this way. Right? This is actually pretty difficult. Since you have a digital copy of everything you've drawn, would you think of selling any of your sketches? Might be a cheap and easy way to get into the merch game. Um, I mean, I might, but honestly, in my opinion, I don't think I have anything worthwhile to sell. This might be the fallacy of like I'll do it when I'm good enough type of shit, but personally, I genuinely don't think like my shit's all crusty and drawn over and just pages and pages of drawing on the front and the back, right? I don't really have anything that's uniquely mine yet, right? I haven't drawn anything that's uniquely mine. I would be surprised. Yeah, maybe. Right? This is just one of those things that I'm not too sure how it would play out. Yeah, I think it would be cool. It would actually be really cool. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? This is actually an angle I struggle with quite a bit now that I think about it. Like the front. How the fuck does the front look? Right? Because if we're thinking about the perspective and how everything attaches, right? Okay. So that's a bit better, I guess. And then this goes, oh yeah, because it is this entire length. So it does go all the way down. And we're not seeing that over here. But it also does happen here, right? So it's like connected. I guess like right there or some shit. So many things off perspective, especially some of those line practice pages where it was just lines and spirals. Those looked cool as hell, TBH, just for example. Oh shit, I didn't even know that was something people would find to look cool. Yeah, that's gonna be something that I'm just gonna say I'm gonna hold off on, not because I don't want to, but because I personally have to figure it out myself. But I do appreciate you actually letting me know that that's likely something people might be interested in. Again, business is like a whole different skill set, and I already have to think about so many things, not just with art, but like my job, I'm my job, piano, gym, art, right, as well as getting good sleep. But like I have a pretty rigorous schedule, and I appreciate it. Again, like I genuinely appreciate it, but it's something that I feel I should be able to do, not quote unquote when I'm ready, but at least when I feel as if I can manage it better in my time, right? I don't like doing things half-assedly, right? And I think that comes with knowledge, just like with any skill, knowledge plus reps, right? So first, I think I need to acquire some knowledge, possibly, right? I could just be speaking completely out of my ass, but who knows? Right? This is all just excuses. Maybe it's all just excuses. Uh, fuck, I don't know. I think I could really fuck this up over here. Maybe I did. It's supposed to be lower too. Yeah, it's supposed to be like down here. Yeah, I don't know. I think I fucked this up. So that's good because now we know that this angle is something that genuinely needs to be worked on. And it's kind of like before I work on the angle this way, I should probably just keep reinforcing what's happening here, right? So many different attachments and stuff happening, you know? And then you bring this down. Like, how does the wheel even fit into this, right? It's kind of like there, I guess. But what's happening is a question. Is it like that? Uh, like something like this, right? The thing I have, right? This shit, right? Is that the wheel, right? And then it's coming down like so. I don't know. This is something that like my brain is just not comprehending right now. So we might just have to leave it at that. Again, like it's coming down here, right? I don't know. I don't know. That looks kind of off, and my brain has just kind of lost the perspective here. So it might just be time to practice that. Actually, I think that's the biggest. Well, there's a lot of roadblocks to crazy scooters, but the main thing is really just reinforcing this attachment, and maybe that's why it's best to draw a bit smaller, right? And I think an angle. Let me actually rest my brain, but I think an angle to uh to focus on will be boxing it like in this angle, like here, right? Because this way I'm seeing this side and I'm seeing this side, and I'm actually able to understand, like, okay, like if this is where the head is, right, this is where the front is, like, okay, and it's attaching like so, then what's happening here? How what logic do I want to apply when it attaches here to here, right? Like that, I think is going to allow me to focus much better on just like how I want to go about it, right? Because right now it's all over the place. But something like this, you know, and then we have maybe like I can already see like even just keeping it in this angle, I can the tires too. I think the tires a little too far in the front, but ironically, you're staying consistent to your design. Yeah, yeah. There's it does kind of make a little bit of sense. I think like when you're trying to figure it out, it doesn't. But this is why visualizing is so important. That visualizing just kind of an internal logic, right? Like even here, like I can already see, okay, that does make sense, right? If I do it from this angle, and then we have this thing, right, coming about, and then we have the wheel, that already makes a lot of sense just in this little shoddy way that I can see, like, oh, okay, okay, so it would roughly it does translate, My thing is I'm very anal about having my internal understanding and logic and schematic or whatever is really trying to keep the logic and the perspective consistent. But as you can see, there's so many fucking angles that it's easy to lose. So yeah, let me rest my brain and we'll actually just practice just drawing. Yeah, well, I guess we'll practice drawing it again from that side angle over here, however much I can, right? Probably draw a little bit smaller, but and then I'm obviously because I practice 2 hours a day. So later, probably like 5 hours from now, I'll be doing another stream because Mondays are my streaming days, I guess. Which again, I'm still doing crazy scooters, but I'll probably focus on practicing a little bit more about how this wheel and this wheel cover connects, right? And then like to this as well. So this has been really good practice. Let me just rest my brain. Ah, God, my fucking voice. God damn it. It's very hoarse. Emphasis on the whore and the suh. Man, when it comes to well, first I'd like to say thank you very much, Hiya Buddy 7, for actually always sticking around. Right? You came on my stream last time. I fucking left a bunch of goddamn stains, but I genuinely appreciate the fact that you've been here and you've actually consistently been probably listening to me in the background, watching here and there, right? As someone who's just starting out or content creating, blah blah blah, it's actually really cool, memes aside, to have someone who enjoys what I do, right? Finds it interesting enough. So yeah, thank you, genuinely, right? It's some good shit. But yeah, I do hope you're drawing along because honestly, I don't know how entertaining this is to you, right? To anybody who watches my videos or now my streams, I guess, right? Keep me on for retention, but do something else with your life. This my shit is not gonna look good for a while. Give me like what 5 years? I'm at 2 years, 2.5 years right now. So yeah, give me the 5 year mark. The 5 year mark, I should be able to do a lot more. But yeah, you see, an hour. It took an hour and 12 minutes to do this and this. So that is art, everyone. For those of you watching from the future, thank you as well, brother. Happy to be here. Yeah, no, awesome. Appreciate it. Right. This is how we build a parasocial relationship. But speaking of parasocial relationship, for those of you watching from the future, right, this is how long it takes to draw something where you genuinely concentrate your cognitive effort. Right. And even then, it looks like absolute ass. I'm learning watching you, man. Believe it or not. I'm actually. It's so surprising to me. I don't know if you know Broken Draw, right? He was like my fucking 11th subscriber. Somehow the algorithm blessed him with my shit, and he was my first comment, I think, too. And he said, "I believe in you," which was also crazy. But he's shouted me out a bunch of times on his streams because I come in there and I just I show my channel and I talk to people. But even in his video, he says like he's learned a lot from me, which is surprising. I'm not gonna lie. But I guess everybody who has that mindset of wanting to practice the fundamentals, it makes sense that you'd learn from someone who's been struggling through it consistently and is figuring out their own internal logic. That's freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do my best to fucking ride off his goddamn success. I'm gonna fucking be a leech on his goddamn channel. That's for sure. And it's gonna be great. But okay, I guess I'll draw it in full again. Right. Keep the biggest. I think the biggest issue I have is this still attaching this. Right. The rest are fine. It's the neck to this body like shape. I understand how I want that it's going to be centered. I understand how I want to attach it, but again, in a perspective like this, things get skewed, right? And it makes sense. This is larger. This is more prominent. This is smaller. I think perspective wise and even proportion wise, this makes a decent amount of sense. But what's missing right now is the consistency in the attachments, right? The consistency in the angles of the attachments, of the shapes, and how they're connecting to things. So that's just something I got to keep drilling. And as I speak, I know my sound or whatever is probably causing a lot of crackling post processing. I don't know why. I don't know why when I record, it's fine, but when I'm speaking, when I'm speaking, my fucking lisp, it's not that. Yeah, it's not that good. It's YouTube's shit fucking 720p. Dude, it's true. And you have an interesting perspective on your learning process, and you're very honest with yourself and us. and your trashy and whorish personality helps as well. Yeah, well, that's my selling point, so fucking better help. But yeah, I appreciate it. I knew my channel. I honestly have a very strong, kind of unwavering belief my channel is gonna take off, just because there's nobody like me in terms of just drilling the fundamentals, and there's nobody like me who's also just like exactly. I don't sugarcoat myself. I'm fucking swearing and goddamn cursing my way through everything, not because I'm like, oh, that's my shtick, I swear, but it's just me drawing. If you and most likely there's a group of probably mostly men who resonate just with my personality, right? But on YouTube, it's mostly women I think who are in art, so it's gonna be interesting. My friends have already said my audience is gonna be a bunch of cunts, a bunch of fucking depraved, degenerate, absolute trollish cunts, which is not what I'm going for, but that's probably that's probably what I attract. Okay, let's do that box now. Right, this is gonna be important in keeping that perspective because that's the box. So it's roughly like that. Something like that, right? And this is down here. It's going like that. Cool. But I'm glad you guys can learn something from my process, which is, again, and that's actually really fucking off. Jesus Christ. But yeah, like, I guess the biggest thing is I don't sugarcoat it, right? I say I am very honest when something is trash. I'm very honest when something is decent, right? And for those of you who've watched my older videos, know how much I've struggled with kind of trying to keep a positive mentality when I'm learning art, right? So I gotta stop making sounds because that's probably fucking the audio for the post processing. But it's just I'm just God, so you're welcome, I guess, right? I'm the best you're ever gonna get. Let's do, yeah, like right there. Yeah, this is really good at helping me practice my thin ass lines, right? And that's the perspective I'm trying to keep in mind. It's funny, like this is also why it's a skill, right? Because now this new perspective is something I'm just not used to thinking about, so I got to think really, really hard, really, really insanely hard about it. And that's also a lot of practice, right? So this is thinner. I think we've established that this is thinner. Wait, what the fuck? Oh yeah, okay, okay, cool, cool. Kind of already fucked that up. No, oh, I shouldn't have drawn this. That's also an error. Make it a bit thinner, right? Maybe. But yeah, I think the reason most people even like my content is just because you guys know I'm gonna fuck up, right? I'm not. I thankfully you're seeing my progress and my process, so you're very well aware that this is a learning channel, right? I think that's the most important thing. The reason that people seem to enjoy my content is, and this is so many fuck ups here, is that this is a learning channel. This isn't a look at my pretty sketchbook channel, right? Yeah, 5 years from now, everything I draw to beginners and even intermediates will likely look like a pretty sketchbook, right? But I wanted to make it very, 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 very clear, right? That's like what, 6 varies? That's fucking important. That's how you know I'm fucking serious about it. But I just wanted to be very transparent on the learning process more than anything, you know. And I think that's what people like, is the fact that I'm someone who's actually just consistently fucking up, right? Probably reminds you of yourself. Wow, I fuck up a lot in life too. He is so deep. He's just like me. For real, for real. But yeah, that's the whole point. I just want to I just want to demystify the learning thing, because a lot of artists do say, "Oh, it takes a lot of time." But I think even as a beginner on my end, you don't. That's so vague. When they say this will take time, when you're a fucking piece of shit, impatient ass beginner, you're not gonna be thinking, "Oh, so what they mean is it's gonna be hundreds of thousands of repetition for hours every single day for years on end before I'm even halfway decent." No, they're not thinking it. You're thinking, "Oh, okay, so in a couple of weeks I'll get better." Technically, yes, but you vastly overestimate how much better. Vastly overestimate that. So yeah, that's the whole point of this channel. Is that's why the whole tagline is "Watch me become great," right? Because yeah, I have my goals. I'm gonna make fucking god tier Animorphs manga and all that shit. But really, it's more so, I guess, an inspiration. Like if this dipshit can actually become good at something, perhaps I, who's maybe not as much of a dipshit, can also become pretty good at something, right? Okay, my fucking neck's hurting from looking at this shit. Might also be the tea. Caffeine does tend to, it's a vasoconstrictor, so it does tend to constrict your vasos, as they say. So yeah, okay. So this attachment, we need to figure out this attachment right here, right, and like how everything connects here. So so true. One of the hardest things about art and drawing can be sticking with it. It's a bit humbling, but it's also a life skill. 100%. The reason I actually even picked up piano, which was around a year after I no around yeah around a year after I decided to draw consistently. I picked up piano 2024 January 29th. I picked up art 2022 November 1st. Right, so like a year and a half ish, is because art essentially taught me that, like, again, I've been lifting for a decade, so lifting was like the first thing which I did consistently, and I got jacked, and I got my nutrition and sleep and all that shit down, so I did that very 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 well. But I wasted so much time just smoking weed and doing nothing with my life, right? And then I got into my like a program for the field that I'm in, UX design, and that made me realize, like, if I care about something, I can do it. Then half a year later, I decided to. I'm like, okay, I've always had this thing in me, right? Some of you might relate, probably a lot of you might relate, who are just had a thing and you were like, bro, I want to fucking draw. Like, but you're just shit. Like, you're a beginner. You don't know how to learn. I was the exact same. I've given up so many times. But after having these experiences and just the backbone of, okay, I can accomplish things, I went down the whole fucking just drawing and, oh my god, growth mindset. I'm nutting, I'm growing, I'm nutting. Like that type of shit. So it takes time to internalize it, but it's just, yeah, art, in my opinion, is probably one of the hardest skills to learn, right? So, in my opinion, right, I have to say in my opinion, because somebody will be like, your opinion is fucking wrong, and I'll be like, I just said opinion, you fucking idiot, right? You see how I emphasize my words for no reason? You expressed your body and you needed to express your mind. Basically, yeah, I needed something intellectually stimulating, but I needed to be something that I actually cared about, right? Piano, I'm doing purely as like an as a skill learning thing. Like, I like piano a lot, but I'm not fucking watching piano videos all the time. I'm watching art videos all the time. I'm not thinking about piano all the time. I'm only thinking about it when I practice Monday to Friday, or like 5 days a week, roughly, for an hour, right? Art, I'm thinking about all the time. So that's why I'm growing in art more, right? But again, just by applying what I know about just consistency and making an effort and really using your brain and then spacing effect and all that science shit. My piano teacher said I've made the best progress he's ever seen, right? And he has like an ARCT in piano. He's like this 19-year-old kid, right? Basically the equivalent of a fucking master's in something. So like he can play all the fucking top tier pieces and all that shit. And I'm at like level, I'm like grade 3 now. I'm playing grade 3 or like almost grade 4 pieces a year in. Why? Because I practice consistently. It's really just that. So I guess that tangent aside, I should really just focus on fucking drawing, because I haven't been doing any of that. But let's see. Uh, right, something like that. It's not gonna be perfect, but I also need to think about, like, it's right here, right? Down here, and then we. That's right, we, my friends. And then something like that. Right? I think I fucked up the perspective again, but we're about to find out, because it was supposed to be more like that. I think I can fix it, most likely, but let's see. Roughly, I think I can fix it. But yeah, I've been going on completely random tangents, but at this point, I guess you guys are just finding out more about me and my life, which is cool. There's always something to that. Oh no, this was supposed to be like this. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just someone who struggled a lot, and now I'm here talking shit on the internet, as you do, right? So very, very fun for everyone involved, clearly. Okay, so again, this isn't going to be perfect, but again, I'm thinking about the perspective. Oh shit, because I forgot to, I made it go, oh, that's a fuck up. It's supposed to be coming out, right? And then going in, but that's okay. Just if I made this, technically, if I made a new logic, might as well just stick with it and try and make it consistent, right? It's okay. Not everything has to be perfect. He says, as a perfectionist artiste. Yeah, it's weird how my streams get more views. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you people. You think I'm live and suddenly you think some things are gonna change. No, it's the exact same fucking content, dumbass. Morons, give me money, morons. Uh, okay, something here is off, but it's okay. Well, I guess I can just do this, right? It's kind of like this thing. Whatever. I still got to figure out the logic behind this, but for the time being, I guess it'll be something like that, right? And oh god, my neck is fucking hurting so much from craning it. God damn it! I have to look through the stupid ring light. I'm literally looking through the fucking ring light. It's like this, and then my viewport's like this with my phones in there. It's so bad, but it's what it is. Okay, so again, I got to visualize the entirety of this, right? And this is roughly, what is it? It's 2, right? So 1, 2. So we got, okay, so that's, oh, okay, so we can make it even actually. More than anything, we can do something like this, right? And then we can do something like, okay, so this is the perspective. I'm going down, then I'm going, there you go. We can do something like that. I think that will hopefully work out. Even as I visualized it, it seemed to make a bit more sense. So yeah, visualizing it is extremely important, I've found, because it's kind of what it's kind of what allows you to see, if that makes sense, right? But it's a skill, you know. It's as with anything, it's a skill, and I'm not extremely proficient in the skill or anything, but I'm trying my best to see, right? And sometimes this we'll just make it go straight down like that. There you go. That way we can, I guess, retain some type of logic to this. There you go, just like that. That's okay. It's mistakes, right? Mistakes have been made here, but it's okay. Like it's what happens when you are shy. When you're a kakus. That's a Tamil word for all of you unawares. If you ever want to call your friend a shithead, call him a kakus Monday. Like kakus and then Monday. But don't say Mondays. Put like a, I guess, your stereotypical brown accent on it. You racist piece of shit. Okay, and then what have I established? I guess I can, yeah. No, wait. It's supposed to be more like this, right? Shit. See, this I know I fucked up the goddamn perspective. Things do get lost in translation quite easily around this area. But I'll do my best. Yeah. See, it's way too much. Mistakes are lessons in disguise. God, that sounds like it was something from Blue's Clues or something. I mean, to be honest, like Blue's Clues knew what the fuck they were talking about. Let's be real. Right? They knew exactly what they were talking about. So it's this, and then we bring it back here. Yeah, like growing up, you just realize so much of this shit, like the lessons that sound woo woo, as they say, honestly are just really good life lessons and advice, right? It's just really good life lessons and advice. I think it's okay, but I did make relatively uh perspective mistake. That was a bit fucked up, but whatever. Yeah, you see this angle, something I still keep struggling with. So yeah, it feels like this actually should have been way more down. Now, see, when you add it together, you realize what the mistakes are. Right? So this should have been more like right here, like that. And then it would have been something like this, something like that. See, that would have been much better. Even that's a bit off, but whatever. Like, it needs to be more to the middle. I clearly have a tendency to lean towards the right, so I need to visualize and keep that in mind next time, is that, just don't fucking do it. Don't be an idiot. Don't do that shit. Right? Keep that in mind. It's the best you can do. But, okay. See, I ended up making this too big as well. I don't even think I followed the perspective I wanted to follow, so it kind of gets lost in translation. Is that red pen a fine liner? Yes. I'll let you know which one it is as well, so you're not left wondering. It is the Stadler Tripless Fine Liner, dry safe. I don't know if you can see that, dry safe. It's a red fine liner. I like this a lot because again, you can hold it very loosely. You can draw from far away, right? Because the nib is long enough. And you can create those really, really clean lines. And again, I've never used a fine liner, but just from using the brush pen, my fine liner lines are fucking 10 times better than anything I've ever done, right? So yeah. And I have and they come in a bunch of colors. I don't know if you're in Canada. I'm in Canada, so you can get it at Michael's, right, or your art store or whatever. But yeah, Stadler Tripless Fine Liner, dry safe. If yours doesn't say that dry safe shit, then I don't know, bro. It's some knockoff, but yes. Oh man, my brain's hurting. I'm gonna rest my brain. give me a bit. I do want to finish this, but uh, it's hurting. Maybe I should rest. It's been 90 minutes. 90 minutes is apparently the maximum focus bout someone can do, right? We have a Michaels too, but they're currently going out of business. Yeah, because they're fucking ass, right? They overcharge, and it's like a giant conglomerate, right? I actually have a local art store, so I actually buy from there most of the time. I only did this because my friends got me a Michaels gift card, so I bought like fucking 60 pens in different colors, red, green, blue, and all that stuff. Joanne Fabric and Hobby Lobby. I know about Hobby Lobby. I don't know about Joanne Fabric, but okay, I might call it here. So what? 3 viewers. One of the viewers hasn't commented, so you have to be, I'm assuming, a bot. But I think I'm gonna leave it here, just because I genuinely think I've really pushed my brain, right? Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but this time it does, right? And obviously, the level to which you can exert yourself mentally will vary on a fucking not even in a day by day, on an hour by hour basis. So I would have liked to finish this, but I'm gonna be back in like 5 hours, so I'll probably finish it then with a fresher mind. We'll draw some more things here, right? And then I'll get a new page, and that'll be probably another hour to an hour and a half. Who knows? These streams are a great way for me to get extra practice in. But yeah, lots of mistakes, lots of issues, but I'd like to hear what you think. Hiya, buddy. Do you think a slight improvement in ability? Please let me know. And don't lie to me. If it's ass, it's ass, because I know it's ass. But I just want to end it here before I go on for too long. But there's probably a bit of lag, so I might wait a little bit for him. Enjoyed it, bro. For sure looks better. Honestly. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna end it here. Let me do my outro because technically this is still a video, right? So as always, and for my streams, I'm gonna do my outro and I'm gonna have to fuck up the camera and move it anyways to end it. So it's not gonna be the cleanest, but I'm sure you all love hearing this, right? As always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing and please give me money. Thank you. And now I'm just gonna awkwardly take my camera out and let's just yeah. Goodbye.